1. In the context of AZ-400, how should a DevOps engineer apply adult learning principles when designing internal training for CI/CD adoption? A. Enforce mandatory lecture-based sessions for all roles. B. Focus on self-directed, role-relevant, problem-centered learning. C. Prioritize certification theory over real-world pipelines. D. Restrict learning materials to compliance documentation only. 2. When evaluating the effectiveness of a DevOps transformation training program, which metric best aligns with Azure DevOps best practices? A. Number of employees attending training. B. Time spent reviewing documentation. C. Reduction in deployment lead time and failure rates. D. Volume of training materials produced. 3. While developing a curriculum for Git branching strategies in Azure repos, which approach best supports adult learners? Teaching all branching models equally. Using abstract diagrams without context. C. Centering the curriculum around current organizational workflows. D. Starting with version control theory from first principles only. 4. How can formative evaluation be applied during Azure DevOps pipeline training? By conducting an annual certification exam. B. By reviewing learner feedback and pipeline performance iteratively. C. By measuring compliance violations after 6 months. D. By auditing code repositories quarterly. 5. Which communication strategy is most effective when mentoring teams on infrastructure as code IAC using Azure Bicep or Terraform? A. Using highly technical jargon to establish authority. B. Delivering one-way presentations. C. Facilitating dialogue and encouraging reflective questions. D. Avoiding discussions of failures. 6. When aligning DevOps training with regulatory compliance, e.g. SOX, ISO 27001, what is the primary instructional focus? A. Speed of delivery over controls. B. Tool configuration without context. C. Embedding compliance requirements into pipeline scenarios. D. Limiting access to compliance information. 7. In AZ-400 aligned curriculum design, what ensures knowledge transfer beyond the classroom? A. Static documentation. B. Hands-on labs mapped to real pipelines. C. Vendor marketing materials. D. Memorization of Azure CLI commands. 8. Which evaluation method best measures behavioral change after secure DevOps, devsecops training? A. Multiple choice exams only. B. Surveys on learner satisfaction. C. Observation of security practices in pipelines. D. Attendance tracking. 9. How should a DevOps mentor address resistance from senior engineers during Azure DevOps adoption? A. Escalate to management immediately. B. Ignore resistance to avoid conflict. C. Use coaching techniques and link changes to business value. D. Replace resistant engineers. 10. What curriculum sequencing best supports learning Azure test plans? A. Manual testing theory first, tools last. B. Tool walkthroughs without context. C. Test strategy concepts followed by practical implementation. D. Jump directly into UI automation scripting. 11. Which adult learning principle is most critical when teaching monitoring with Azure Monitor and Application Insights? A. Learners prefer passive content. B. Learning must be immediately applicable. C. Learning should be instructor-driven. D. Learning should avoid real data. 12. How can summative evaluation be applied to an AZ-400 readiness program? Continuous feedback during labs. B. End-of-program assessment, simulating real DevOps scenarios. C. Informal peer discussions. D. Daily stand-up participation. 13. What mentoring technique best accelerates mastery of YAML pipelines? A. Providing completed pipeline templates only. B. Pairing learners with experienced engineers for guided practice. C. Assigning independent reading. D. Limiting experimentation. 14. When designing DevOps training for distributed teams, which communication approach is most effective? A. Asynchronous collaboration with clear artifacts. B. Exclusive reliance on live meetings. C. Informal verbal updates only. D. Unstructured chat discussions. 15. How does regulatory compliance influence curriculum development for release management? A. It eliminates the need for automation. B. It requires manual approvals only. C. It shapes approval gates and audit trails in pipelines. D. It discourages continuous delivery. 16. Which evaluation artifact best demonstrates learning impact for Azure Board's training? A. Completed user stories with acceptance criteria. B. Attendance sheets. C. Training slide decks. D. Email confirmations. 17. What is the mentor's primary role when coaching teams on GitHub Advanced Security integration? A. Enforcing policies without explanation. B. Acting as the sole decision maker. C. Guiding teams to interpret findings and improve practices. D. Disabling developer autonomy. 18. How should feedback be delivered when reviewing a learner's failed pipeline implementation? A. Publicly and critically. B. Ignoring errors to maintain morale. C. Constructively, focusing on learning opportunities. D. Only through written reprimands. 19. Which curriculum element best supports long-term DevOps capability building? One-time boot camps. B. Continuous learning paths with progressive complexity. C. Certification cramming sessions. D. Tool-specific demos only. 20. In adult learning, why are retrospectives effective when teaching DevOps practices? They replace formal training. B. They focus on blame. C. They promote reflection and continuous improvement. D. They reduce documentation needs. 21. What evaluation method best aligns with Azure DevOps value delivery? A. Knowledge recall tests. B. Pipeline execution metrics tied to business outcomes. C. Number of tools adopted. D. Instructor performance reviews. 22. When mentoring junior engineers on release governance, what is most important? A. Strict rule enforcement. B. Avoiding explanations to save time. C. Explaining the rationale behind controls and approvals. D. Delegating all decisions. 23. How should communication be adapted when training non-technical stakeholders on DevOps? A. Use deep technical detail. B. Focus on business outcomes and risk reduction. C. Avoid visuals. D. Emphasize tooling syntax. 24. Which regulatory consideration most impacts DevOps pipeline design? A. UI consistency. B. Data residency and access controls. C. Programming language choice. D. Developer preferences. 25. What curriculum design choice best supports mastery of Azure artifacts? A. Isolated tool demonstrations. B. Scenario-based package management exercises. C. Vendor documentation reading only. D. Exam memorization. 26. How does mentoring differ from formal instruction in DevOps enablement? A. Mentoring is directive and rigid. Mentoring emphasizes relationship, context, and growth. C. Mentoring replaces training. D. Mentoring focuses only on tools. 27. Which adult learning strategy best supports learning from DevOps failures? A. Concealing incidents. B. Punitive reviews. C. Blameless postmortems. D. Avoiding documentation. 28. How should evaluation results be used to improve a DevOps training program? A. Archived without review. B. Used solely for reporting. C. Fed back into curriculum refinement. D. Shared only with executives. 29. What mentoring approach best supports ethical and compliant DevOps behavior? A. Modeling best practices and accountability. B. Ignoring minor violations. C. Delegating ethics to compliance teams. D. Relying solely on policies. 30. When developing AZ-400 aligned learning objectives, what is most important? A. Tool feature coverage. B. Alignment with real-world DevOps outcomes. C. Volume of content. D. Exam question prediction. 31. How can communication breakdowns most negatively impact DevOps learning initiatives? A. By slowing email responses. B. By creating misalignment between teams and goals. C. By increasing documentation. D. By reducing meeting length. 32. Which evaluation technique best captures team-level DevOps maturity growth? A. Individual quizzes. B. Self-reported confidence. C. Maturity assessments based on practices and outcomes. D. Training completion rates. 33. What is the most effective way to mentor future DevOps leaders? A. Assigning more tools to manage. B. Encouraging critical thinking and systems perspective. C. Limiting decision-making authority. D. Focusing only on certification success. 34. When designing a mentoring program to support continuous improvement in Azure DevOps practices, which structure best aligns with adult learning theory? A. Fixed curriculum with no deviation. B. Hierarchical mentor-to-mentee command structure. C. Goal-oriented mentoring with regular reflection and feedback loops. D. Informal, undocumented knowledge sharing only. 35. Which evaluation approach best ensures that DevOps training remains aligned with evolving Azure platform features and organizational needs? A. One-time curriculum approval. B. Annual performance reviews only. C. Continuous review using learner outcomes, platform changes, and stakeholder feedback. D. Reliance on external certification updates alone.